We're watching the 2018 Wolf Open. We are at, I believe it's the Lanes at Coffee Creek. Watching myself, Anthony Simonsen, and Andrew Anderson bowling in the title match. Coming into this match, I know that probably going to need a few strikes to win. Andrew's bowling well throughout the step ladder. Just put together, I believe, 298 or 99. In the match before this, a lot of strikes, and so I knew we were going to have to get our feet under us quick and hit the ground running. Pretty good shot for my first shot. Andrew's shot looks like it gets a little bit behind the head pin. We're bowling on the 33-foot wolf pattern.
Do we have any idea of what we're gonna?
This was a very unique pattern. It's one of those deals where after the lanes transition a little bit, if you didn't quite get your ball far enough to the right, it just wouldn't make it up the hill. And that kind of looks like what happened on that particular shot.
And Andrew seems to be kind of just continuing.
Me and Andrew have a very, very good friendship off the lanes. We've bowled each other numerous times in other events. We actually bowled an event in the Houston area, and we both had the front 10. I bowled 289, he bowled 298, and made for a very, very long drive home, knowing that he just bowled 289 and lost. Andrew regrouping well there with another strike. You have to assume he's really comfortable at this time. Like I said, he just bowled 298 or 99 on this pair.
Simonsen, the double-hander.
I chose to finish on the right lane. The left lane, I couldn't really tell if it was early hook or if it was just the lane being a little tighter down lane. Like I said, I felt like you had to get it around the pattern almost. I just want to be in a situation where if you need a shot to win, I want to be on the lane that I'm comfortable on. I don't ever want to have to rely on what the other guy's going to do. I just want to get up there and take care of the business that I need to take care of.
And when it's kind of close like it is now, an event like this could push the tide in one of their favors as Anthony gets a little kick.
Well, fortunate break there. That was one of those ones that didn't just quite get all the way to the right. Yeah. That lane was tricky for me throughout, most of practice. I threw one in the gutter on that lane. Was a little kind of confused, so pretty happy to come away with the three-bagger to start the match. And you can see I'm stepping back in the corner over there, trying to analyze, what I'm going to do on this lane on the next shot.
20 actually, and that ball gets way right. But does
another good shot by Andrew.
And we're going to go down lane side to Phil Brylo.
I think Andrew's probably got the same idea at this point, knowing that there's going to be some strikes to be thrown.
A lot of players would have lost at that point in time, but you look pretty composed. What was going through your mind at that point in time?
Chris and Phil talking about Chris's unfortunate breaks. That match should have been all tied up going into the 8th frame. Chris having 2 stone 8s, and that sometimes it happens, and somewhere down the line I think the breaks will kind of even out. See that shot from Andrew? It's actually a little left of target, I believe, but if you get your hand in the right spot and get the ball rolling the right way, it really opens up the lane for you.
Continues here as Anderson with another strike for 3 in a row.
And using a Storm Alpha Crux here. Generally on some of these shorter patterns, I predominantly use urethane. Kind of help control the down lane motion. Able to stay a little closer to the gutter. I feel like that's where the best entry angle is, bowling on the short patterns. This particular ball, as you can see Mike Devaney hiding out in the back. I was chit-chatting with him about that left lane. He actually made a suggestion in Game 4 of qualifying, or at the end of Game 4, to try this ball on the fill shot. And I threw it, it looked okay. I was a little hesitant on making the ball change. And then I just decided I have an idea what the other ball's going to do if I don't like this. Let's go ahead and switch and see what this does. And I was able to put together 270, 280, the last two to put myself in good position.
Again, his ball reaction.
And that one, smacking the pins around a little bit, rolled up a little bit better than the last shot on that lane, but still, as you can see, turn around talking to Mike, I can't figure out whether I'm supposed to, move a little bit closer to it, get my ball to read a little bit faster, or if I move my feet left and my eyes right to get it to roll sooner.
A lot of pressure now on Anderson, who hasn't missed much in this stepladder, but needs to keep
Another
going.
good shot by Andrew,
he's hanging
keeping the
there.
pressure on.
Still down by 10.
And, at this point in the match, it's going exactly the way I thought it was going to go. There was going to be some strikes thrown for sure from both of us.
Potential score 300 to 290. This is
and there's nothing to delay them, unlike on an ESPN broadcast or Fox broadcast. There's no break here. We bowl through on Flow Bowling, and so this match is going to continue at a pretty quick pace. Neither of these guys is particularly slow either. And look at
that was
crossover.
Obviously a very errant
really
shot.
Bad shot there by Andrew.
You can see him kind of get his elbow around. It looks
shot
like
of
it
the
just
day.
closed down on the shot a little too fast.
and
And being on 33 feet, a little miss left can end up being not a disaster. This was, he's fortunate enough to get it to go far enough
You can see,
Brooklyn,
oh,
or
no.
far enough left of the head
Yeah.
pin to not leave a split.
He almost got away with that.
9 spare, make your spare, and move on.
But once it picks up going across there,
When I saw that shot,
And I will say that in the last game,
I wouldn't say that I
qualifying
felt Andrew
show,
was uncomfortable,
Andrew was,
but
on
when
the
you make a
receiving
shot
end
like
of
that,
a couple of key Brooklyns
being
that
on this
really
short of an
had
oil
pushed him,
pattern,
and he had a
you know you're going
Brooklyn
to try to get your
on
next one
a
going to the
double
right,
triple,
and
in the
it's
middle of
very
the last
easy at
game,
some
and
places
then,
for it to fall right
ended
into
up
the
with
gutter.
Brooklyn on
And
his
I felt like
second
this was
shot
one of
on
those
10th for a
bowling
double
centers where that would happen.
in
There
that
were
last game. So
quite a few gutters throughout
it happens.
the qualifying
In this
portion of this
pattern, like you
tournament.
said, Chris, you don't have to miss by too much left, and it's going to take off.
no, the middle of the pattern is still very short. The spot right of 10 has gotten much longer.
That
You know,
I think that's my
now
best
we talked
shot
about Anthony earlier,
of the
he's spot
match.
on. He has been the picture
And it was in the
of
right
consistency this
spot.
year.
I got it to
Yeah,
face up the way I
has
wanted
not
to.
finished lower than 35th
Knowing
any of
I
them this season,
have a good
and
lead
that's
here,
a pretty
but
spectacular record.
Andrew's
Pretty
still
strong.
right behind me,
That's,
taking a re-rack, kind of
that's been in the
slow
hunt.
everything down,
Week in,
get
week
control of
out,
the
whether it's
emotions,
short pattern, long
and be able to
pattern.
make the best shot possible.
And he looks pretty solid here, front six for Simonsen. And honestly, Chris, I don't think either of us expected to see scores this high in this
No.
step ladder.
No, it's Lane Talk stats proved it was the lowest scoring pattern pair by far, and with urethane going early and
That one,
urethane and rev rate.
That one, I just tried to catch a little bit more, try to get it to hook in that spot.
It's not proven to be the case.
Really a little too fast, a little too much overall.
on Anthony
And
goes
shooting
through
this
the
spare
face,
on
and,
this pattern,
looks like a 369.
there's not really
Tried
much.
itself the 9-pin
I can
there.
move further left
Oh,
with the
just
reactive
showing
ball and
6
shoot at it,
That
but
is,
it's one of those deals where I'm going to be trying to throw it so far to the right that it could go in the gutter, and 6-0 is not a count you want on the scoreboard. So I took the urethane ball, which I'd been using a little bit during qualifying. Just moved a little left of where I would, shooting a spare, and it's probably me making a joke of saying the exact same thing. I had no idea how I was going to make that. I made a good guess. So Andrew knows he needs to get up, keep applying pressure. We were strike for strike up until this point in the match. Almost a very unfortunate break there, getting a little bit behind the head pin, almost leaving the 410.
Kind of a similar.
Damn,
Yeah,
trying to gather my thoughts, slow the breathing down,
Yeah.
and be able to be 100% ready for the next shot.
Andrew really could have used a strike right there, though. He gets the spare, down by 18.
You can see the frustration on Andrew's face. I don't think his last 2 shots were some of his better shots that he's made in his career. And you can see the frustration at that point. So he still knows, he's able to he missed back to back. Still has 250 left, and knowing that he's ahead in the pin count. If I don't double again and he strikes, which fortunately he doesn't, he's right back in the ball game. He's still there, and that one it just looked like he made sure got up off the hill, you know, 'cause it didn't really do it on the right lane, and an unfortunate break there.
He would have seen something that probably would have let him.
'Cause it looked like that pin was going towards it and kind of bounced
you also end up
away from it.
Covers it up, but
he's going to need help now.
He's going to need, yeah, exactly. He's going to need a little bit of help after 3 9 spares in a row, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
At this point, I'm really trying to leave the last shot behind me. Know that that's my difficult lane. Wasn't a very well executed shot. Made the spare, no harm caused, and set myself up for the foundation frame.
We're not done yet.
Simonsen can't add to his
This was
a
correction. I think like just a natural habit. A little grabby on the left lane, so the next shot on the right lane. Gonna make sure I don't grab it. Never really got to the right all the way, so behind the head pin, leaving the 248. This is another one of those tricky spares on the 33-foot pattern. Being that normally on this spare, I just try to throw it a little bit slower, but a big concern is it hooking too much on that.
Tricky spare here. Careful. And he misses
so I decided to opt to the urethane ball to shoot this, and moved a little bit too far to the right. Caught a little bit too much. Left the 8 pin. Take a quick glance at the scoreboard. And I know that, yes, I just opened. So that's never good. But knowing that I still have the match in hand, and I can still get up and throw the next four strikes to shut out Andrew. So here I'm trying to leave the last 2 bad shots behind me and just make a good shot. That one gets really close to the gutter there, and was peeling off of it. Very happy to be off that lane. Now I got to strike up. And as I'm gathering myself here, I'm expecting Andrew to get up and throw the next 4 strikes, and know that I'm going to need a double to win. You can see Mike just walks out of the shot. He was basically just saying what I was saying in my head. The match is still, it's in your control. You still have the lead. Doesn't matter what he does, just get up and take care of what you need to take care of.
9th and 10th frame coming up for Andrew Anderson. He needs to put some strikes on the board here to put the pressure.
Andrew taking a little bit more time here. Now he needs to put a couple strikes on the board to apply some pressure.
Pretty solid shot, and the messenger tomahawks across and takes out
break
the
there,
10
getting the messenger.
Critical strike there for
And
Andrew Anderson.
that's huge going into the 10th frame, knowing that you can get up, throw a double, and force your opponent to have to double to win the title. It's definitely a really big confidence booster, as you can see in his reaction right here.
Oh yeah, slaps it out. A little excitement there, and he knows that that was a big one.
Now he needs this one to force Anthony. Basically, Anthony now has to match him.
That's right. So this is a critical shot here for Anderson if he wants to win this title. It would be his 3rd title.
Big shot. This shot here will get Andrew into the 230s and force me to have to to throw the first one in the 10th.
And the pin
a little behind it again, and
in front of the 10, and Andrew Anderson knows he is in.
The lane started to get to the point where hooking a little bit in the front, getting even tighter down lane than they had been originally.
Now Anthony Simonsen,
so you can tell Andrew's he's making good shots, and he just can't get his ball to quite face up the right way. If he catches a little bit too much, he leaves the 9 pin as he did the frame prior. That shot, it doesn't look like he tried to hit it as hard, and it just didn't make it up the hill.
Or strike the first ball. So pretty good shot by Andrew.
See the visual frustration there. A little forceful, picking the ball up. And I think people that have bowled long enough know that normally the fill ball strike, no matter the situation. I think he was just, get as many pins there as you can. And
Andrew may feel like if he loses this by 4 pins that it got away from him.
He's having a little problem getting off his hand.
One shot back that crossed
this
maybe that one.
Very big shot. I know I need a mark to win.
You make a little move and then your shaker 10.
And being that I just left the 248 on that lane,
right, exactly.
on what I think a lot of people at home felt it was a pretty good shot. Didn't quite catch all the way at the bottom. So I'm trying to leave that frame behind me
And when you
and
only need a
just get
mark,
up here and
sometimes can be
just
tough
make
to
one
get it
good
done.
shot.
So let's see what Simonsen does. A strike, and he's the winner. And
Yes.
So hop
Simonsen
in
with
line
a
and got it
perfect
to
strike in the 10th
roll
to
out, and
secure the title here
there's no better
in
mark
Owasso, Oklahoma.
than a strike
He is your
when you
winner
need it.
at the Flow Bowling PBA Wolf
Taking a quick glance at
Open.
the scoreboard.
Second title of the season for
See, man, I
Anthony
grabbed my plastic
Simonsen
ball, debating
as he
on
puts his
whether
name
to just
into
throw it
the
at the head
mix
pin.
for
But I'm
PBA
like, the middle
Player
part of the
of
lane's
the
pretty
Year.
dry. I think that I'm confident enough. I hadn't thrown it in the gutter all week
And the
on this
disappointed
pattern.
Andrew Anderson knows
That wasn't going to
the
happen.
Player of the Year race just got a little bit tighter with a Simonsen victory. We talked about it on flowbowling.com before this week and said that Simonsen needed to
And
find
as you
a
can
way
see on that shot,
to get a win. And
got enough
there's a
pins to win the
210
match. That
on
was
the
a
second
shot.
in
A little
the
left to
10th.
target, and
Easily
there's
could have been one
the
of
hang we were
one
seeing
shot
down
right there,
lane.
right, Chris?
I'm sure Andrew was looking at it that way.
You know, very happy
But Andrew's
again
a great
to come away with the
action
win.
guy.
It had been a good year, but
for any amount,
also
and,
a frustrating year,
he
having a
showed
couple
it there.
second
Put
runner-up
it all on the
finishes, and
line,
I was
threw it. You
just
threw it about
happy
as good as you
to
could
knowing
throw
that we only had 2 more events
So
or 3
Anthony
more events left in the
Simonsen
year.
wins
Come away with the
239
win
to
and put myself in
226. And an
position to
action-packed,
make a run at the
exciting
Player of the
step-ladder
Year.
finals here live on Flow Bowling. What a step.